Heave!
If you've ever lived in an RV, you know that sound. That's the sound of a water pump that can't decide if it wants to live or die. We've dealt with low pressure and this constant surging since day one. Today, the madness ends. Before we start turning any wrenches, let's talk about why this happens. You see, this is actually a bypass pump. It's supposed to recirculate water inside the pump head when you only have a faucet cracked open just a little bit. But the problem is that the pressure switch, it turns the pump off, and the bypass, which keeps it running smoothly, they're fighting each other. And when they aren't synced, the pump chatters on, off, on, off. That's the surging you see in the shower. So hopefully we're going to fix that fight today with a 5/64 Allen wrench. Well, the first thing involved in this process is we're going to have to clean this basement out. So let me get this basement cleaned out, and I'll show you a little remodel I did on my basement while I'm in there. Yep, the life of a full-timer. You gotta empty everything out of the basement anytime you want to do anything. And as a full-timer, you keep a lot of stuff in there. All right, you can see a little bit better all the extra room I created. We've got a big old basement under here. And something else I did is I made these walls where they're easily removable so I can get to things just like this. So let me climb up in there and I'll show you how those walls come down. So just for times like this, I made these walls where they just push up on there. I got Velcro behind me. And I can get right to my water pump right there. When I rerouted all this, and built all this in here, I didn't think too good ahead for my pump after all. I thought I had everything where I could do it, but I didn't know that there were adjustment screws on the front of it, to be honest with you then. And now I can't really reach them, so I have to disconnect it from the floor and see if I can move enough to get to those screw heads. Oh, come on, darling. There, let's see. Can I move it yet? No, gotta get the other side loose. Let's see if I can access this one here. For that, down through here, and there's the screw head right there. All right, let's have one more screw. Where are you? Right back here. Actually, I can reach it all from here. So I'm going to leave that screw in there. I got it accessed, but before we can do anything, I've got to come over here and turn the Nautilus panel to the dry camping mode, turn my pump on. I'll go inside and I'll run a little water, and then we'll see if we can't get it balanced the correct way. If you're not familiar with this, this is how you change your water over on the Nautilus panel from city water to dry camping. Here we are at the Nautilus panel. You can see here's the settings for dry camping right here. The white one goes this way, red one up, the green one up, the blue one down, and the black one. So city water, white here, red up, green up, blue down, black. So the black one is just the bypass to your pump. So that's all we're trying to do. We're trying to get the dry mode right here. So we're switching this black. Now we're there, and turn on the pump. Now I'll go inside and I'll turn some water on somewhere and just let it run, and you'll be able to hear the pump surging. And then that's when I'll come out here with my tool, see if I can't just tweak it just enough to get it to balance out and get rid of that surge. All right, so now here's what you need. I say a 5/64 or a 2mm Allen head. And this little spot right here is for, can you see me still? Hit the camera, sorry. This spot is for the pressure, and then this one down here is for the bypass. So we don't have a lot of pressure either, so I'm gonna turn this up just a little bit and only do it like a quarter of a turn at a time. And you're supposed to adjust the bypass just under the pressure of the pressure valve, so that it will eventually turn off. Get that in there. There it is. All right, so I'll turn that one half. I mean a quarter and now a half. Let's go see what our water pressure looks like now. See the water pressure, how different it is from where it was just a little bit ago. All right. I'm going to adjust it a little more because it's still surging with this. All right, let's go see what we got inside. Nice stream of water. So you saw how I was counting my turns to try and keep myself oriented to where I was at. But a pro tip might be to take a Sharpie and mark where the screw is at when you begin it. And that way, if you mess it up and you need to get back to square one, you've got a starting point. But we tested it and everything is working fantastic. The pump pressure is better. The rhythm isn't changing like it was. It's not surging. The pump's staying on longer. And we did this with quarter turn increments. So now, if you go too far, the pump won't shut off at all. So you got to find that perfect zone where the bypass opens just enough to keep the flow steady without the pressure switch tripping. Another tip while you're in there, go ahead and check your strainer. If the screen looks like it's full of construction debris from the factory, your pressure will suck no matter how much you turn that screw. Ours looked clean. Unfortunately, I don't have that footage to show you, but it looked really good, and you did see the after effects with the pressure and all that. So anyway, make sure while you're in there, you go ahead and check that screen too. Now I hear all these stories about people who say that if you have bad water pressure at a campground, they just fill up their tanks and they run off of their holding tank. And before I was like, there's no freaking way, our water pressure sucks. Well, guess what? We have good water pressure now, so I can see where they're doing that. So kudos to you guys. But anyway, I'm going to get this all put back together, and that's it for that. That was a simple fix. Some things are really easy to repair, and some things can be a serious pain in the butt. And this happened to be a really, really good one. Thank you, Jesus. All right, guys, let's get this thing put back together. I guess first thing I need to do is go ahead and fasten that water pump back down to the ground. I can't believe that's all it took. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Nice. 2 more screws. Oh, guys. Very good. Pump is all settled back in. Get the walls back up. There we go. Much better. All right. And then this one. Okay. And this one. And that is it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier that I had remodeled this room. When I first got the camper, it had a angled wall that went, let's see if you can see here. It went from here all the way down through there. You can kind of see the cutoffs and stuff. And I squared it off, made a lot more room. It's a whole lot easier to stack against the wall, and more importantly, I made the walls easier to get to, as you saw, to remove for maintenance and stuff like this. So if you want to see how I did this, make sure you check that video out. It's going to be right here. It's kind of hard for me to find it. Right here. It's going to be right here over my shoulder. So make sure you watch that video if you're interested in seeing how I remodeled the basement. Well, no more psycho showers, steady pressure, a quiet pump, and a happy wife. If your RV water pressure is driving you crazy, just grab you an Allen wrench and get to work. Hopefully, it's as easy as mine was. Guys, let me know in the comments section if you've experienced any issues like this before. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more real RV DIY projects. I live in this thing, so there's always something new to work on. Well, as always, stay safe out there. We'll see you next week.